Not many want to admit it, but this Alabama-Tennessee game is going to be tougher for the Tide than you think. Stick around. Let's talk about it. By the numbers. This is way offsides. 3, 2, let's go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome into Way Offsides, your favorite Alabama talk here on YouTube. It's third Saturday in October, and Alabama fans are riled up. Let me hear you in the comment section below. Leave a big old roll tide, please. It's a thing of beauty. Alabama takes on the number 11 Tennessee Vols in a annual rivalry game this Saturday night under the lights at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It should be rocking. Alabama fans got their smokes ready to go. Hopefully, by the time the clock hits triple zeros, that stadium is filled with cigar smoke. For those of you who partake in the tradition of smoking a cigar after a win over Tennessee, let me know what you're going to be smoking in the comment section below. And while you're there, leave a big thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching anywhere else, just go over to YouTube. You can subscribe. It only takes a couple of seconds. You can find us at Way Offsides with 4 A's.
Way, this is all caps, W-A-A-A-A-Y, way.
Now, thank you, Skip. We appreciate your service to the show. Last night on our lives every Thursday night, by the way, we had Clint Lamb and EG on, and they broke down what they thought was going to happen in this game. Don't mind the bongos. I clicked the wrong button, and I don't feel like we're recording. But anyway, let's talk about what we think is going to happen in this game. A couple of big matchups right off the bat. This is going to be a quarterback duel, I think. We'll get into that, but the first matchup Clint talked about last night, the most obvious one, is going to be Alabama's offensive line versus Tennessee's pass rush. Tennessee is the number one team in the country in sacks. Alabama's offensive line has been pretty good this year, but not great. There's some area of improvement, especially on the right side of the line. That is somewhere that we want to watch, that I give Tennessee the edge in this game. If Alabama is able to shore things up on the right side of the line and give Ty Simpson time, it may be a field day for Simpson to sit back there and pick that secondary apart, because that is another aspect of this game that we want to watch. Alabama's secondary, Tennessee's secondary is the worst in the SEC right now. And Ty Simpson, we know how well he's playing. If Simpson has the time, or he's able to identify pressure early and get the ball out quick enough, he could pick this secondary apart. But everybody's kind of forgetting about how good Joey Aguilar can be too. So we looked at the numbers here. Let me get this off the screen so you guys can see better. I don't know how to do all the production stuff Jeff does, so we'll just remove this in the banner and you can see that way. So yeah, here we go. Alabama right now, Ty Simpson, this is each quarterback comparison against their opponents and where their opponents rank in pass defense. Now, overall, Alabama has played better pass defenses. However, Tennessee has played some that are pretty solid so far as well. You can see the numbers, very similar. Obviously, Aguilar's a little wilder than Ty Simpson is in terms of interceptions. I think Aguilar isn't as mobile as Ty Simpson is, but we're talking about two guys that have put up pretty good numbers so far. Now, Alabama has played FSU, the number 86th pass defense in the country. They played ULM 127th, Wisconsin 58th, Georgia 71st, Vanderbilt 97th, and then Missouri 10th. You can tell there by the numbers. Ty had a kind of I don't want to say a rough outing, but he didn't have his best game against Missouri, and he still threw for 200 yards. Now, Aguilar has played the highest ranked defense they have played, secondary, I should say, they have played, is Mississippi State at 33rd. He had 335 yards and 1 touchdown. He did not play well last week against Arkansas, who has the 115th pass defense. So there's some spotty play there from Aguilar. Ty Simpson has been pretty consistent all season, I think. I think even in that Florida State game, that loss really wasn't on him. He played pretty well. He did have that one instance on the fourth down pickup where he probably should have run and tried to shovel past the ball to Ryan Williams. But that's the key matchup here. That's the key matchup, and the things that impact those quarterbacks. Again, Ty Simpson's advantage is that Tennessee's secondary is not great. I wouldn't even call it good. However, Tennessee's advantage is that they have a very, very good pass rush. Statistically, the best one that Alabama is going to play so far. Although I think Missouri's overall is better. Oklahoma's, I think, is the best. Alabama will play that one in a couple of weeks. It doesn't get any easier for Alabama this season. Man, absolutely bonkers. Now, on the other side of the ball, Joey Aguilar is going to throw against the third best secondary in the country in Alabama. Bray Hubbard is playing insane football, seems to be in the right place all the time. Every play you're seeing that 18. He's pretty much good for a pick a game. So, but working in Joey Aguilar's favor is that his offensive line have done a great job of keeping his jersey clean. They've kept him upright. So what that tells me is that some of the accuracy issues and things like that are what are causing the interceptions for Aguilar. So, and Alabama hasn't been great at sacking the quarterback. I think they're down like 80th in the country, something like that. So that's what we want to watch. We want to watch the pass rush in this game, because oftentimes a secondary can look better due to the pass rush, right? It's interesting because that's typically what happens. Pass rush helps the secondary out. Tennessee has a great pass rush, but their secondary has looked absolutely terrible. So on the other hand, Alabama's secondary has been really, really good, and their pass rush hasn't been super dominant. Now, Alabama each week is getting more and more pressure on the quarterback, using guys in that wolf position. LT Overton starting to play like a man possessed. Obviously, Yonze Pierre. We saw some Keon Keeley. Alabama has some dudes that can really get in there and disrupt this quarterback. The question is going to be, can they do it against a big physical offensive line again? Can they keep the intensity to do it as well? That is why the line is so small. 7.5 points at home is not a blowout. You're pretty much spotted 3 just for playing on your home field. So ideally, Vegas is saying that Bama's going to win this game by 4 points. And that is, I think in this instance, though, Alabama, because of how Ty Simpson has performed against pressure all season, he's not new to this. I think Simpson and these wide receivers are going to be able to really do some damage to Tennessee's secondary if Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer put him in positions to do that. If we can see it based just off the numbers and watching as much Tennessee that we have, which isn't a ton, I'll be honest. Obviously the head coaches and the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator are watching these things too. And so hopefully they can adjust a game plan that allows Ty to maybe roll out, move away from the pressure. He's been very, very good when he gets out of the pocket, throwing on the run. Very good. Really his one interception he's thrown this year was pretty much a busted route, and somebody was in the wrong position. They were too close together. As Kalen DeBoer said, if the play was run as it was intended, it would have been a touchdown. So I think this could potentially be a shootout right now. I have Alabama winning this 38-24. So I do think Alabama is going to – turnovers will be the name of the game. Aguilar is more susceptible to throwing them. You've got Bray Hubbard back there again, who's averaging basically a pick a game. I think being in Bryant-Denny, this crowd is going to be pretty amazing tomorrow night. Kalen DeBoer has already called for this. So if you're in Bryant-Denny Stadium, be as loud as you can. Head coach has already challenged the fan base to do that. It's a rivalry game. It's a night game in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Alabama fans understand that if they get through this one and then they're able to go to Columbia and get a win next week, they get that bye week. And the very tough part of their schedule is right at the end. And you get through these next 2 weeks into the bye week, you pretty much got a loss that you can pocket somewhere in the next 4 games. You're going to play LSU at home, Oklahoma at home, and then go on the road to Auburn. The playoff picture starts to look pretty promising for Bama if they can get through Saturday night and next weekend. So Bama fans, do your part if you're going to be there. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section below. Let me know what matchups you'll be watching. I think Alabama is a bad matchup for Tennessee in the sense that the Tide offensively will be able to control the game. Assuming, big assumption here, that they are able to manage that pass rush from Tennessee. They did a pretty decent job of it with Missouri. However, they're going to have to do it again and again this season because they're going to play at least 3 more teams with top 5 pass rushes, and definitely Oklahoma and Auburn. We'll see. I'm not sold on LSU. So thanks for sticking around with me. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things, and we will see you next time right here on Way Offsides. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Get those cigars ready, folks. Roll Tide.